Hey guys, J.Mystic here, enjoying a cup of coffee. Hope you guys are doing well. I just wanted to pop in real quick and talk about stuff. Just talk about stuff. Energy awareness. That seems to be the thing I'm really into right now. And I was giving it some thought about environments, different environments, energetic environments, energy, environments, your energy is, and then the environment's energy. And is that a good ecosystem? Is that a good energetic, sustainable fit for somebody to prosper, somebody to do well, somebody to have a good balance, peace, rest, and for it to be productive. Because not every space carries the right frequency for that particular animal. You know, so like for instance, like fish, right? And I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you as I'm talking this pond. This is a beautiful pond. It's got a fountain, and I'll show you actually. Here we go. Let's flip the screen here. If I can. Maybe I can. I don't know. Shit, man. I don't know if I can. I'll just flip the phone then. Okay, so check out this pond. This pond is its own ecosystem, its own energetic blueprint, own energetic system, okay? And you can see highlighted the effects of energy. So the water that's hitting the top surface of the pond is actually causing a disruption in a vibrational frequency on top of the water. You can literally see the impact of this energetic collision of energy. And that will continue on the whole way, right? And you got some turtles over here, right? That probably feel these subtle energetic waves that are caused by this energetic collision going on over here. Why am I saying that? Okay, that's a good question. I'm saying that to say we got to be sensitive to our environment, and we got to be sensitive to when we throw, like, you know, a stick into the water. You see this? Now you see that ripple? You see that ripple? That has an exponential impact. That little disruption now has altered all these other waves, and they're interfering. So this is called an interference, an energetic interference, because now these waves have to re-alchemize back to, you know, the consistent vibration, which it always fluctuates, but that had an exponential impact into the environment. Now, that may not be a big deal, but it is. It's a small, nuanced example. It's a small, nuanced example of how energy can affect our ecosystem, our environment. And here's the deal. If I was a fish, okay, and I saw this pond from a external perspective, I'm like, wow, this is great. This is a wonderful, like, beautiful pond. It's got a fountain. It looks healthy. Like it looks like a great place to live and to thrive, right? Like everything I visually see, and it feels good, right? So if I was a fish, I would definitely want to live there. I would definitely want to be in that environment. I'm like, wow, like the package looks phenomenal. Okay. Here's the deal, guys. We have to slow down, and we have to start really getting nuanced with energy awareness. And for instance, this may look amazing, but I'm a fish and I want to live in that pond. But how do I know that that pH level is sustainable for me? How do I know that it has the right food for me? How do I know that that pond is not toxic, right? Toxic in a more nuanced setting of energetic energy. Like, is there enough oxygen in the water? Is there enough, is the pH level healthy for that fish to be active and energetic and abundant? And, you know, does it have spaces where it has shade so that, you know, because fish like to have shade too, and coverage. The fish need a lot of things, right? But from the outer perspective, the pond looks amazing, but it could be toxic as AF. It could be toxic. It could be unhealthy. It could be an unhealthy environment. So I'm saying this to say this, guys, we have to be very, very careful, and we have to slow down and take our time to evaluate things before committing. I mean, every day we're making decisions. Every day, every moment we're making decisions. And this is a continual practice for me too, but sometimes in our lives, things look so amazing that we just jump right in. We're like, oh yeah, I wanna do that. Like, let me sign that deal. Let me, you know, commit to that. Let me do this, let me do that. And you may feel a lot of pressure from the environment, from external, like you don't have time to think about it really. Like they need you to like, yeah, let's do it. We got to do it now. We got to go now. We got to commit, right? And you're like taken away by the external package of the pond. Like, wow, it's a beautiful pond, like beautiful pond. It's got, you know, turtles sunbathing. It's got, you know, a fountain. It's got greenery. It's got, you know, plants. It's got everything. And you're like, this is good. This is better. And we totally forget about everything else underneath. For instance, like an iceberg, like we only see the top of the iceberg, right? And then you have the water level. But the majority of what you're getting is unseen. And we have to take our time to go deeper inwardly and take time to really contemplate our decisions. Because if a decision comes to you from an external source and people are like, yeah, we need to know like by today, or we got to know within the hour, right? That's a bully, dude. That's an energetic bully. Like that is somebody trying to strong arm you and manipulate. Possibly. I'm not saying all cases, but either way, if there's good intent or bad intent involved. You don't, you can say, I appreciate that offer. Let me spend some time to consider it, right? I'll get back to you on that. Or, because we have to go inward and examine whatever this thing is, whatever this energy is, to really come to our own realization if it's a good environment for us, if it's good for my health, if it's good for my life, if it's good for me in 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, a year, like, or if it's good, is it going to line up with my own goals, my own internal desires? Does it check off all my boxes? These are good boundaries, by the way, like to have boundaries to say, hey, I will do this and I won't do that. Because if you don't have that, then you literally are defenseless, because you're just going to grab whatever comes your way, right? It's like a really yummy burger, right, from McDonald's or whatever. I don't eat McDonald's at all, but you know, externally it looks amazing. The picture on the screen, the fries, the presentation, the you know, the red, the yellow, the boxes, the marketing of it, right? And the body's like, oh yes, like desires that fantasy of what it is portraying. But in reality, it has zero nutrients. It literally has no positive impact. It literally, it takes more. It actually takes your energy away, because now you have to digest something that was like extremely artificial, or, you know, bioengineered or whatever. Like, it's not even real. So that's a good analogy of, well, here's the deal. Why not slow down? Look at the menu. Well, I see it's beautiful, like, you know, burger from McDonald's or wherever it comes from. It doesn't matter. I'm just using McDonald's because, you know, they're all over the world, right? And this is not an endorsement by any means. This is just me talking, because that's what I do. I just talk about stuff, okay, that I think matters. What if we just slowed down and said, let me get more nuanced. What is in this hamburger? Like, can you show me the ingredients? Can you show me more information? Can we do kind of a little bit more nuanced investigation on what I'm about to energetically interact with and consume? Because every time you interact, you are actually consuming that energy, or it's consuming you, or each other. I'm saying this to say, if there's external pressure to make a decision, and you should value your energetic system, you should value your energy so much, because that's self-love, guys. That's self-love. That's the cup of love that you have to offer, right? You should value that energy, eternal energy that you have, so much that you don't just give it to anybody. You don't just open up and let somebody come in there and drink from that or transact with that, right? And I've done that time and time again. Like I'm learning to like not everybody is willing to have an equal give and take energetically, right? And that's not where I want to be. I don't think that's where you want to be. I think you want to be surrounded by people that are reciprocating their love, their energy, their kindness, in such a way. And I'm not saying that it can't be sometimes fluctuating, right? We all have good days and bad days, but there has to be a resonance of frequency. It's got to resonate, right? Two different frequencies that just clash it's just causing destruction. It's just causing a extremely unproductive frequency. And if you're in an environment that you're literally, that's just like your ecosystem, if you're in that environment around a frequency that is no longer, that doesn't actually resonate with you, but it fooled you. Like it looked like a pond that was very habitable. Like it was very like abundant. It seems to be abundant. It feels like it's a good place to be. It energetically, like I am saying this to say, I think it's a good idea to start slowing down. And I have a friend of mine that walks pretty slow, and I'm like walking fast, right? I'm like, I'm just moving and grooving. I want to get stuff done, right? But that person taught me a few things by showcasing that. Number one is it pushed me more into my awareness, right? It's like, well, why am I in a rush? Like, I could slow down. And when you slow down, you see more, because you're not in such a haste to make a decision. Or, you're walking slower, and then you start realizing I'm more present. And I'm actually getting to enjoy more in my environment, because I'm starting to see things clearer, because I'm going to slow down. So in the same way, if something comes about that you're unsure of, or maybe you're like so sure of it, like the pond is like, oh yeah, from an external source, external, what's the word I'm looking for? External signs, like very physical, in the physical, not spiritual, physical. It's like the water looks good, in the 3D, the turtles look good, and everything looks good. But what you don't know is in the water, the pH is all fucked up, and all the fish are dying, because it's actually not energetically, it's poisonous. It's literally poisonous. But from an external standpoint, a very physical 3D standpoint, it looks healthy. But on a spiritual 4D, 5D, it's toxic AF. It's like literally you're like, why do I feel so bad? Why can I not sleep? Why can I not, think straight. Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Well, because you are probably in the wrong pond. Possibly. So you should evaluate it. Like, test the water. Test the water. Are there other fish? And if there are other fish, how are those fish doing in the pond? I'm a fish in the pond, and I'm like, I see a lot of, like, where are all the fish? Right? You're like, why isn't there a lot of fish here? And then the fish that are there, they're like, they're flinching. They're barely moving. They're like, I'm about to croak, because the environment is toxic. It's not healthy on an energetic level, frequency. And so I'm learning, and the message here is to slow down and really take the time to breathe. This is good. Just breathe. And have some self-love. Think about how a decision is going to impact your energetic system. And I use this analogy, which is really kind of fun. I did it on another video, but I didn't like the video, really. It was okay. It was good. Almost posted it. You're going to buy a car, right? Like, you need a car. And you're going out to buy a car. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, here's the car. It's a beautiful car. Yeah, it's always been kept up well, da-da-da-da-da, right? And he's like, yeah, it's got no problems, never had any problems, you know, oil change is good, this, that, whatever. And let's say it's a young kid. Let's say it's a younger kid, right? Let's say, but you're really looking for a car. Like, you need a car, a reliable car, right? That's going to feel good. And, you know, you already kind of know what you want, right? But on an external 3D, the car could look great, this, that. But sometimes we make decisions without even looking underneath the hood of the car. Like, we're just like, yeah, I'll buy it, right? Because whatever, there's a rush, like, you know, the transaction's got to happen quick, there's other buyers, there's other people that want the car, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I really need a car by next week, and this and that, and now you're thinking about the future, and you're like, I got to make a decision now. And you don't even take the time to, like, go more into detail, slow down, get more nuanced, and be like, hey, I'd like to pop the hood, take a look at, you know, the engine, just take a look at, see what's under the hood. See what's under the hood. So you have the iceberg, you have the water. Let's find out what's underneath. Let's find out the bulk of the reality, of the frequency, of the resonance, and to see if this even is compatible with who you are, or what you want, or what you desire. So you pop open the hood, you look underneath the car, and you realize, like, oh, it's got this, like, aftermarket, like, intake system, right? And you're like, it looks cool, but, like, aftermarket. So, like, the original intake system's gone, okay? So that's like a first red flag to be like, well, this guy wanted to go faster, right? Performance. We wanted performance, you know? It's like, okay, so this person's like, you know, wanted it to be more of a higher performance vehicle. That might be okay. And then you look closer, and then you're like, there's these zip ties that are like holding the wiring harness together. And like, there's something over here that doesn't even look right. And, you know, I see, like, you know, something over here, a connector's been like super glued because the thing's popped off, right? And you start realizing that, like, whoever had this car must have been like a race car driver, or like a young kid that's just been like wanting to go fast, and, like, you know, wear and tear on the vehicle, right? Like,
And let's say this vehicle has like 150,000 miles on it, right? And you're like, I need a reliable vehicle to like get me to work, right? That's like your desire, what you're looking for, right? But you have to consider even the things that you don't see, like the transmission. This kid probably like put a lot of wear and tear on the transmission of this vehicle, right? And I need something reliable for the next 5 years to get to work. Now, I'm saying this to say there's a high possibility that that vehicle is going to have problems because it was used aggressively. Now, the bigger problem is if on an energetic level, you let somebody kind of energetically bully you and not look at underneath the hood and like didn't give you the time, right? Or the space to consider or breathe or like, right? It's like a bully. It's an energetic frequency bully that is like, no, it's good. You just, I promise you, it's all good, blah, blah. Hey, you know, I got a meeting here and so forth. And, you know, I'd like to go ahead and, you know, transact here. And, you know, did you bring the money? Did you bring the money? Right? And then you buy the vehicle, right? And then that shit falls apart down the road because it's like, you let a exterior energetic system bully you into believing something without any actual evidence, right? Like you didn't even know the guy. You don't even know this guy. You met him on Facebook Marketplace or something, right? But he got paid and he got a new car and he's like probably thinking, man, I hope that little connector that I super glued doesn't fall off because then that fuel injector's not going to fire right and then you're on the side of the road. Anyway, I hope you're getting a kick out of this, but to recap on energetic awareness, frequencies, our environments, we have to look under the iceberg. We have to look at the things. We have to not be so hasty. We have to slow down and we have to evaluate and consider the repercussions of making a hasty decision, like, and consider all of the nuanced things before transacting or before agreeing or before making, you know, a choice. Because once you make that choice, now you're stuck with the car, right? You're stuck in the situation. You're stuck in that environment. You're stuck in something that is not healthy, right? And when you're not healthy and you're stuck in a situation that's not healthy, like the pond, right? You're a fish and you're in the pond, right? And it looked like a beautiful pond, right? And there's only a few fish in there, right? And they're all like low vibrating, right? They're like, the pH level is like barely good enough for me to like swim around. Like I'm not okay. I'm twitching, you know? And then you sit back and you wonder, like, why did I want to be in this pond in the first place? Like, you start like, you know, because you got nothing better to do because you're a fish in a toxic pond now. You're like, I like, how did this happen? Like, what's going on here? So, and then you start realizing you don't have the energy. You're getting depleted. You are getting depleted. You're not being as productive. You're not being, you're not feeling energetically happy. Your vibration has dropped down to a lower vibration, mainly because you entered into a lower vibrational ecosystem, or I like to call it a container. Like, right? Like, that pond looked good from the exterior in the 3D, but on an energetic level, dude, you lost. And now you can barely even like function. And either you're going to stay there and continue to suffer, or you have to let go and exit the pond. Relocate yourself energetically. Relocate yourself energetically into an environment that is flourishing. Like, go get in the sun. You got to have the right things. Anyway, I'm harping on this, guys, because like I really want everybody to slow down, consider your energy, consider the repercussions of connecting your wagon on the physical or spiritual, mental, all levels. Who you're gonna let into your energetic system, because it's going to impact you. So you better do your due diligence to make sure that system is healthy for you. Now, on the flip side, if you're a light worker, if you're an earth angel, like myself, the reason why I can be in a environment that is lower vibrating is because I have boundaries. And it's because I'm on a higher vibration, and I'm not going to let anybody knock me off of my vibration. Okay? Like, nobody. And that's been tested. I've been tested, man. Many tests over time. But the higher vibration will always be the one that becomes like it's alchemy, guys. It's alchemizing. I will always alchemize lower vibrations around me. This is why people want to be around me. This is why the energy that I put off is so good. This is why lower energetic systems are attracted to me. This like, that's what an earth angel does, is they live in the light. They're high vibrating beings, right? And I'm not saying that I can't make mistakes and fall into a lower vibration, but I have put so much work into my own self, in my own energy awareness of my own being. Like, I know thyself, I know myself. I know who I am energetically. So that when something is off, I fix that shit real quick. Like, boom. Everything goes up. I'm looking around like, who shifted the energy? Like who's pulling on my energy? Even Jesus did this, right? He was around a crowd of people, okay, teaching, right? And rubbing shoulders with everybody, right? And the woman that had the issue with blood, she like snuck into the crowd, crawling just to grab the hem of his garment, right? And Jesus stopped and said, who touched me? Who touched me? Jesus knew about energy awareness, energetic frequencies, power, transactions. She made a transaction out of faith. Faith, guys. If I only touch the hem of his garment, boom, right? And the energy came out of him because he was an earth angel. He was the ultimate earth angel. I mean, I'm not going to go into all that, but he stopped and said, "Who touched me?" Because he felt the energy leave his body. Okay? His cup was full, I tell you that. He had energy to give to the lower vibrational person that was in need, okay? But she came straight. She came straight and honest, okay? Didn't try to take a back door at all. Went straight to him. Some people, and I'll just put this as a thing, okay, will try to manipulate and take other routes to kind of like, instead of coming straight, they want to like fabricate something or do this or do that, or like take a backdoor approach, or you know, create a situationship, create some kind of, you know, weird way where they can kind of like come in and steal. Why? Like if somebody came up to me right now and said, "Hey, listen, like I see the light on you. You know, could you help me?" I'd say, "What do you need?" "Well, I need healing. I need healing, or I just need somebody to talk to." Right? That's coming straight. I would say, "Let me buy you a cup of coffee. Let's talk. I want to know about you. Let me help you heal. Let me give you my energy." Anyway, guys, I just wanted to say this, and I got to get to work, right? But I'm unraveling this energy awareness thing, okay? I'm unraveling it. I'm unraveling it. I'm living it. I'm in it. I know I'm energy. You're energy. We're all energy. Everything is energy. Everything's, you know, frequency, vibrations, right? Light. It's all that. And as we come out of the physical 3D, right? I'm here in the 3D, but I live and move and have my being in Christ, okay? I'm all over the place. Literally. And that's just the beginning, man. There's people trying to tap into my energy telepathically, astral, projecting, trying to come in through other gateways. They can't. Good luck. It's just not going to happen. You can't do that. It won't work. You're just making yourself look foolish, and you don't have access, right? That's what they call a thief. Somebody that's trying to take a backdoor approach or jump over the fence, you know, trying to come into a castle without coming through the front door and meeting the people at the front door and saying, "Hey, this is why I'm here. This is who I'm trying to see, blah, blah, blah." Like that's coming in straight, right? While you got people that are trying to like spend a lot of time, a lot of energy to fabricate a way to jump over the fence, right? It's dishonesty, man. I'm too highly protected for that. Too intuitive. Too plugged in. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you guys find something interesting in this talk. Okay? I hope you guys have a blessed day. And this one was kind of quick and fast and kind of all over the place. But, you know, whatever. You'll find something good out of it, okay? And if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, do the thing that, you know, is supposed to be done. And if you got any value out of this, you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I'm always drinking coffee, man. Got to keep it going. You know what I mean? Love you guys. Peace and have a great day. Bye.